So this, can you see also my screen now?
Yes, yes.
So the data set we are going to be working with is an airline data set. So the data set is gotten from US Air Travel Consumer Report. So it contains like 5 million rows of data set. Each record represents a single flight, including the airline name, flight number, origin destination, airport, and flight distance, as well as schedule and actual departure and arrival time. So the question we had to answer with this data set is, how does the overall flight volume vary by month and by day of the week? What percentage of flights in experienced a departure delay in 2015? Among those flights, what was the average delay time in minutes? How does the percentage of the delay flight vary throughout the year? What about for flight leaving from Boston? And how many flights were cancelled in 2015? And also the last question, which airline seems to be the most and least reliable in terms of on-time departure? Now, briefly, let me just go through the data set and show you the data set that we have here. So these are the data set we are going to be working with. We have the airline, we have the airports, information on the airline, we have the information on the airports, we have the cancellation codes, and we have the flight information, that is flight information. So these are the data set we are going to be working with. Now, to start working on the data sets, I'll quickly load in the data set into my Power BI now. And first of all, I have to check the data type. So for the first one, I have I think everything is CSV file. Everything is CSV file. So that I have here. So data set is going to get data set from CSV. So we have the airline. So the thing is, I have to load in data set one after the other. So I have to click on load first. And it's, so, so so the second one, take the CSV. I have the airports. Data sets. And I have the cancellation code. And the last one, I have the flight. So this one might take a bit of time because it's quite large. Okay, so we have all the data sets now. So maybe let's just go to data sets and see what we have there. So for the first one, we have the airline. So this will just give us on different airlines that are involved in the data set. So we have all the airlines and also information on all the airlines. And the next one, we have the information on all the airports for this particular data set. So we have the cancellation code. So we have different types of cancellation, and cancellation can be due to airline carrier, weather, national air system, and security. And the last one is information about different what's that last one that we have here? Sorry. So okay. So that one contains information. Each record represents a single flight information. So that's that one. So each row here represents records of individual flight transaction. So now the next thing we want to do now is to clean our data set. So to clean the data set now is just to take data set to our Power Query and we click on transform data set. And we have to check in some of the issue that we have here is the header is not the correct header. So we can use first row as header for this one. So we get the data sets. There's no other issue here. Everything is correctly stated. So let's check for duplicates. So we won't duplicate. So the next one is the airport. So information on the airports. There is no missing value. Okay, there's missing value here under the latitude and longitude. So let's remove the missing value. And for that, let's check for duplicate values. So these are just information about the airports, the city, the state of the airport, the country, everything is from US, and the city of the airport and the name of the airport. So the last one is the cancellation code. So different cancelled flights. So we have a code for it. So if a flight is cancelled and the cancellation reason is A, that one is due to the airline carrier. And if it's B, is due to the weather. If it's C, is due to the national air system, and D is due to security issue. So use first two as either. So and the last one is the flight information. So individual represents different flight information. So we have the year, we have the month, we have the day, we have the day of the week of the flight, the airline for that particular flight. We have the flight number, we have the tail number, we have the origin airport destination, schedule departure, departure time, delay, departure, taxi out and taxi in of the flight. So we have the wheels off, and we have the what that one we have here. We have the elapsed time. The elapsed time is in minutes. We have the air time, we have the distance, we have the wheels on, we have the taxi in, and the other one that we have the arrival delay and all sort of information like that. We have so many information here. So now to answer these questions, after we have all these things out, so we have just to clean this data set. I don't think we have much issue here now for this particular data set. Just a minute. So let's check for duplicates. So after cleaning the data set, so we have to load him back to the Power BI for us to just model the data and answer the questions that we have there. Okay, so data set, let's just model the data set. Now to link all the data sets now. So I can link on the airline with the flights. I think I have the airline here, so I can link up airline, the airline here. Drag and drop. So there's no relationship. Let's check the data set first. So what's the airline that we have here? So we have the airline. Okay, the ITA code is the what we are joining it on for the airline. So I'm going to join the code with the airline here. So after joining this airline with this data set, so the next one is let's join the airports with the flight also. So let's look at the airport information. So we can join it based on airports. To look for the airports here, let me just check the data set. To check for the airports. So for the airports, Mhm. Okay. Origin airport, destination airport, no, airport. Okay. Okay, I'm going to be joining this on the origin airport. So let's run drag this. Okay.
Sorry,
So
sir, please can I ask a question?
okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, are you merging them based on the name of the column or based on the content of the column?
It's based on the content. I explained something
Okay, the
like
content.
I explained something the last time about these things that sometimes when you're trying to join the columns together, join tables together, the name might not be the same, probably, but the contents are the same. So if you check the name and probably you don't find the name that really aligns with each other, you can check the content. So you have to look for the content. But majorly, what really matters is the content.
Okay.
Okay.
But the
Yeah.
content, do they have to like be exact? Like let's say the first table is like 100 and something and the next table that you want to join it with is like 74.
Okay. So now
Will they match?
the major issue about this is this: when you are making the tables, we have to like able to identify the dimension table and the fact table. So what I mean by dimension table is this: dimension table are just table that describe the information. For example, I set an example the last time about sales. Let's say, for example, now I'm selling products. I'm selling product A, product B. Now, the sales information is my fact table, but the table that contains only the information about the product I'm selling is the dimension table. Now, the number of product that I have there, the number of product I have on the dimension table must actually complement the one that I have on the fact table. Do you get what I'm saying now?
Okay.
And there must not be
Yeah.
duplicates on the dimension table. So if it doesn't complement each other, there will be issue when you're trying to join. So
Okay.
that's the same issue I have with the first one.
Thank you.
Welcome. So now for the last one is the cancellation code. So we are to join the data set. We are joining everything based on the flight. So to link it together based on the cancellation code, so we can link it together based on cancellation reason. And I think we've already done that. Sorry, someone is up. Okay, I think we've already done that. So now, after joining data sets together, now after establishing relationship, so the next thing is just to jump to the question because of our time. So the first question that we have here is, how does the overall flight volume vary by month and by day of the week? Now let's check our data sets to see the day of the week there by month. Okay, we have the month here. We have the day of the week. But one issue that I have here is this: I don't have the day of the week and the month name. I only have numbers. And for me to analyze data, I want to have the names there because really using one and two, a lot of people might get that confused. So we don't have the month here. So for me to get the month name now, if I wanted to get the month name and the day name, how can I go about it? Because I don't have it in my data set here. So how can I go about it? How can I get that? Do anybody want to go for that? If I want to get the month name now, like the name of the month, so how can I go about it?
You
Hello.
click on you
Okay.
click on the month, you hold down
Okay,
control, click
okay,
on the day, then click on the year, then you click
okay.
on merge cells, then you
Oh,
click on custom, that means what you want to use as delimiter. You use this
oh,
backward slash, then you create a new column, let's say new date. After you've done that, then you now go to, I think it's transform or add column, I know it if I see it, the
okay.
icon. Then from there, you now switch that date, you now switch it to date. You know that column that you have created now. You did for
Yeah.
the data type, you now change it to date. Then when you change it to date, then you can now easy from there. It's very easy. You just go to, there's one thing there. If I see it, I will know it. Don't be angry. So
Yeah,
you
no.
click on it. If that drop down will now show you year, month, day. Then if you hover your
We are
mouse
not seeing
around
your
it,
screen. Oh. We are not
Okay.
seeing
if
your
you
screen.
if you
Okay. Now,
hover
yeah,
your
yeah.
mouse
I'll switch back to my screen very shortly. I'll switch back to my screen. Yes.
when you
Okay.
Esther, you really
hover,
got it correctly. Like that's just it. That's just it. Thank you so much. That really shows that we are really following me, like, and I really love that. So now for me to do that, what he's saying is this, that I have to merge the year and the month and the date I have here. I have to merge them together to get the date column. So after I got the date column, then I can now get my month name and day name from it, which is the best way to do that. Now, for me to do that, now I have to take this thing to Power Query to do that. I can't do that within Power BI. So I click on transform data. So that's the first thing I need to do first. So I go to flights. So I have to like make this thing together based on the month and day and week to get the date. So this on my date format I have here, month comes first. So month, and I select the day, then I select the year. So after that, I go to merge column, another transform or add column, try add column. So let me just add column. So merge column. So I'm going to state my delimiter here, which is the backward slash, or I can use anything, can use the hyphen or something like that. So this name will be called dates. So after doing that, then I have my date column. So after getting the date column, I convert this one to date. Where's the date? Okay, so convert it to date, then I have my date. So from here now I can extract the day name and what the month name. Thank you so much, Mr. Say, for that. That's really uh well detailed. So that I've extracted. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't have. Should be add column. Then I select add January for this now. So that will be month name. That'll be January. Then for the day of the week, so I'm going to select the day of the week here. So I have my month name and my day name here. So I can go ahead to analyze data like this. So just click close and apply to apply the changes. Okay. So based on why that one is loading, so let's quickly go to the question again. So he said, how does the overall flight volume vary by month and by day of the week? So in that case, what type of chart do you think I can use what would be the best chart for me to use to represent that type of information? If anybody wants to go, what is the best type of chart to represent that type of information?
It's a
It's
line
line
chart.
chart.
Line chart.
Line
Thank you.
chart.
All right, thank you so much. So it's the trend is line charts. So that will give us, and this kind of information will give them some information about, okay, what month are we having the highest traffic, or what month is people like the people fly the most, or what day of the week. And from there we can get some really good insights on airline and how they work and how everything works there. So while this one is loading, let's quickly check. So that's that one, line chart for the first one. Sorry, the data is large. So now I'm going to be using line charts. So for this now, this is a line chart. For the first one, I'm going to be dragging the day name under the flight. Or let's do the month first. Let's do the month. So month name. That's the issue with this thing. Okay, month name. Drag the month name here. What am I doing? So the month name, I'm going to drag it to the x-axis. And now to now check the overall flight volume now. How do we calculate the overall flight volume? Because they said they want to know how the overall flight volume varies. How do you think you can calculate that? Anybody wants to go? How do we calculate the overall flight volume?
Overall,
Yeah, overall means total. Yes, yes. So how do I calculate it from this data set now? Looking at data set now, these are the flight information. So how do I get the overall flight volume?
so we're gonna look for the column that has total number of flights.
Total number of flights. But from this particular data set now, there is no column that actually has a total number of flights in it. Everything is just like individual flight information. Like for example, now this one contains. If you check data set very well, they said, let me show you something. They said each record represents a single flight information like this, including airline, each row record, that is each row represent what is single flight. So for us to get the total flight volume now, what can we do to get that?
We can create a calculated column.
Okay, calculated column.
Yes.
Okay.
To count the total number of data flights.
Okay. Calculated column.
Or we could use yeah, we need to have a column for us. If it's allowed, we do a calculated column, right?
Okay.
So there are
Okay.
usually two options to it.
Okay. What other options do we have to it? Is that we do a calculated column that counts? If I add a calculated column here now that counts the number total of flights, I can't get that. What we are talking about is total number of flights. Calculated column will be for individual row. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
So calculated column might not really work for that. So what else do you think we can do? Is someone raising up their hand there? Okay.
Hi,
Hi. Hi. Good evening.
I'm pretty sure you can pronounce my name, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking if we can calculate the total number of flight numbers.
Okay. Total number of flight numbers. Yes. Okay. That will work. That's another way to go about it. Now, what? Okay. I think I have another person raising their hand there. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel. Emmanuel, are you raising up your hand? Now, what I can do here is this: if there's a particular probably column that represents individual flights, now you understand. Now, I would have used probably, let's use counts of that particular ID. Maybe there is an ID for individual flights. I don't think there's an ID for individual person here, which there should be an ID for it though, but there's no ID for that.
You have flight number.
I have flight
number.
number. Okay. Yes, I have flight number. Okay, so flight number actually represents individual. Okay, so I can do count of flight number. Do you understand now? That's an ID. Flight number represents their ID, an ID for individual flight. So I can use the count of flight ID. So I'm going to create a calculated, a measure for that, a DAX formula for that. And how do I do that? It's just
distance count, right?
What do you say?
Counts.
I said distance counts.
Are we going to use distinct counts in this part?
Count total number of column.
Yeah, no. It's not going to be distinct count, because why is it not going to be distinct count is that if you check the information very well, they said each record that is individual row represents a single flight. So what I'm going to do is not
flight, and
Yeah.
each flight is represented by a specific flight number.
Exactly, that's it. So it's going to be a count. It's not going to be count distinct or distinct count. It's going to be count. So to do that now, I'm just going to go to this my DAX. What is it called now? So new measure, and I can do flight volume. Sorry. So count. Then I select the flight number there. Okay, that would flights. The flight number. So this will give me the flight volume. Now, another thing we can do, should in case there is no flight number there, we can also use count rows. Since each row represents in a flight, so we can do count rows, and that will give me the total flight volume. So now we have the flight volume now. So I can drag in the day of the week like I already did. So month name, I've already dragged it today. So I can drag in the flight volume here. So this is one of the advantages of DAX formulas. And where's the so I have flight volume. Where do I create this flight volume now? For God's sake. Easy. So I have flight volume.
Why not just search for it?
See it at the top. See it at the top. It's at the top.
Okay. I created it on that airline. So thank you. So why axis? You can see now. So this is the trends of our flight volume over the what? over the month. We only have 3 months for this data set, January and February. And you can see for January, which is actually understandable. A lot of people want to fly, you go probably during the festive period, you go to, with the family in one place to the other, you have to travel. So that's like, but when it comes to February, it drops a bit, then March, it drops a bit. I don't really have more understanding or domain knowledge about airlines and aviation. So I'm actually back up with some, but I don't really have much of that. But actually, this one is actually like we can all accept this that probably this one is making has some general sense into it because January a lot of people fly. You have to go back from one place to the other. So now let's check it. Let's check our flight volume, how the flight volume vary over the day of the week. So to do that, we are going to be using trend also, our line chart. So for this one, is going to be day name. So I have so many columns here, right? Yeah. So day name, I'm going to drag this thing here and flight volume to this place. And you can see here now. So we have Friday, Saturday. So let me quickly sort this thing so that I can get it in probably in a very nice way. And that's another thing. So how can you sort the day name now in Power BI? How can you sort the day name? So if I try to sort this thing now, sort it based on day name, I'm not going to get Monday as my first, what's it called, as my first day name, because this one is sorting alphabetically and W comes before T and comes before this. That's why this one is like that. But F comes before everything. So why is F at the back? Okay, so let me try. So if you wanted to sort it based on a day name in probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you might probably have to sort it from your table first. So you come to the table, which is, so you select the flight name from here, flight table, and to sort this one now, you sort everything based on day. So if I click on sort now, and sort column, let me click on sort. Where's the day name? So day name now. So I'm going to sort this one based on what? Based on the day. I already have a column day that is a number, so I can sort it based on this. Sort by number. We can't sort day name by day. There can be more than one value. Day. Okay, close. I don't think that day is actually, it's not the real deal because, okay, day of the week. Sorry, we are sorting it by day of the week. Sort by day of the week. Yeah, it should be Monday now. Let's sort day of the week first. Sorting ascending order. Let's whether do we have this one like this. Okay, I think we have it. Sort by day of the week. So we have this now. Yeah, sorted. So now after sorting that, let's go back to our this thing and let's remove this thing and put in day name back. You should have sorted the way we want like that. Yes. So that's how you sort it. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday now. So that's how you sort your chart in Power BI, day name or month name or anything like that. So now you can see that on Monday there's high flight volume. You can see when it comes to Tuesday it drop, comes to Wednesday it drop, Thursday pick up, Friday pick up, Saturday drop, and Sunday pick up again. I think this one is actually making some sense because on Monday a lot of people travel. You have to go for business trip, travel for one something like that. So a lot of people travel during like beginning of the week, like which is Monday. But coming down from Monday to Tuesday, the way people travel tend to reduce. But on Wednesday it picked up. Does it really make sense? On Wednesday it picked up. This is US something. I don't know. I was thinking probably this one should like pick up during the weekend, like Thursday, Friday, because people have to like travel back. Probably you are working in one country and you are going still stay in another country. So you are working in one state, you are staying in another state. So you have to like travel back and forth during the weekend. So that's the trend of this flight volume over the by day of the week. So another question that we have here is, please, are you all with me?
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So now the second question that we have here now is it said, what percentage of flights in experienced a departure delay in 2015? Among those flights, what was the average delay time in minutes? So what percentage of flights in experienced a departure delay in 2015? So let's look at the flights that experienced a departure delay. Now to do that, let's go to data sets now. So for us to know the ones that experience a departure delay, we have to use the departure time. You understand now? You have to use the departure time to determine that, and we actually have a value that is departure delay here. You understand? And when a departure delay is negative, what does it mean? When it is 0, what does it mean? When it is positive, what does it mean? Now in this case now, it's going to be schedule time and the departure time. Now this is where they get the departure delay from now. And this time are in minutes. Let's just take it like that. They are in minutes now. This is where they get the distance from now. We have the schedule time. So this is the time that the schedule that this flight should take off. But this is the time that it took off. Now we have to find a difference in this schedule time and the departure time to know whether there's a departure delay truly. Now to do that, we have to we have to subtract the departure time from the schedule time. Do you get that?
That's already been done in the data set. Departure delay, you have a departure delay column.
Yeah, I'm just explaining how they got the departure delay here.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So that's how they got the departure delay. Let's measure the departure time from the schedule time. Now, if the departure delay is negative, what does it mean? Does it show that there is a delay? If it is positive, does it show there is a delay? Now, in this type of thing, now, like I just explained, I said the departure minus schedule time is what really got the departure delay. If your departure time is higher than the schedule time, that shows that there is a delay. Do you understand now? So if your departure time is higher than your schedule time, that shows there is a delay. So if the departure time is lower or equals to the schedule time, that means like you leave on time or you leave before the time. So in this case now, when this thing is positive, when the departure delay value is positive, that shows there is what? There is departure delay. And when it is sorry, what did I just say now? So when it is when it is positive, that shows there is departure delay. Yes. When it's positive, that shows there is departure delay. And when it is negative or 0, that shows that there's no departure delay. So how do we do that now? So we have to create a column. We have to create a column here that shows whether there's a departure delay or not, because we don't really have a column for that. So how we can do that? We can do that by creating a calculated column. You know, that's another thing, by using conditional statement. So I want to create a column that shows whether this flight is delay or not. I just want to delay, not delay, delay, not delay, not the time. So to do that, I'm just going to like select new column, and in this one I'm going to be using conditional formatting. Now, conditional formatting. So I'm just going to call this one probably delay. Let's just call it delay or not. So let's just call it delay or not. Let's just give it a name. So to do this, I'm going to be using conditional statement. If you remember the if statement in Excel, we can also use if statement in what's it called now? In Power BI, in DAX formula. I already talked about that logical text. So if the departure delay, that's a departure delay value, you can say if the departure delay is greater than or equals to 0, if it's greater than or equals to 0, that shows that what the flight is not delayed. I can put this one as on time or not delay. Let me just use not delay. So else the flight is delayed. That is, if it is negative, that shows that the flight is what? The flight is delayed. Do we get that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. So that shows that the flight is delayed. So that's that. So I'm going to close this thing now, and we are going to have a column that shows our flight, delayed flight and not delayed flights. And this is it now. You can see. So from this From this particular column, we can now generate answers to this that says what percentage of flight in experienced a departure delay in 2015. So to now calculate, that's another thing now, percentage now. We are not actually getting the list, we are calculating the percentage now. So for us to calculate the percentage, we have to use another DAX formula for that one, which is new measure. Remember I
Sorry,
talked about, okay.
please, I am a bit confused. I thought negative means the flight is on schedule. It's not delayed, right?
Yes. Do I write another
Negative
thing?
means so what we did seems to be the opposite of that.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
because
Let's check
negative
again.
means it's on time. Negative or zero, it means it's on time.
Sorry. So negative or zero means it's on time. Sorry. So it's going to be less than or equals to zero.
Exactly. Yeah.
You get that? Sorry. Thank you,
Yes.
sir, for that. So yeah, less than or equals to zero. Now, so after getting that, we have to calculate the percentage
Less
of
than or equal to.
yeah, less than or equals to zero. I didn't put equals to there, right?
Yeah. So only say less
Uh,
than there.
okay, sorry. Yeah, thank you for that. So now the next thing we want to do now is to calculate, because of our time, we want to calculate the percentage of flights that experience departure delay. So that's what we want to calculate now. What percentage of flights in experienced departure delay in 2015? And among those flights, what was the average delay time? So to calculate the percentage of delay flights, it's just we are going to be using divide to do that. So we're going to be using divide, new measure. So percentage delay. So that will be divide. So divide. So what we are going to like use for the divide now is this. Since we are only calculating for delayed flights, so we can actually just do sum of the flight volume, which is the flight volume. Flight volume, that is that one, comma. So that's the numerator. So the denominator will now be calculate the grand total, that is the total flight volume. And for this one, we're going to be using all. Remember the all function that I mentioned the last time? They'll put flight there. So that's that. So if I press enter now, I can get the percentage of delay and not delay. So if I format this percentage, okay. So if I come in here now and just come to my dashboard area, so I put in a chart here, like a bar chart. This is a bar chart now. So we have a bar chart now here, and I drag in the delay or not. So delay or not to be on the axis. I have a percentage delay here. So this one is showing me the percentage of flight that is delayed. So I can just add in data label here so as to see data label. You can see from this thing now, 39.8% of the flights experience departure delay, while only 60% does not experience departure delay. So our answer here is 39.8. So that answers the question to what percentage of flights in experience departure delay. So now another question is, among those flights, what was the average delay time in minutes? What is the average delay time in minutes? So we wanted to calculate the average delay time in minutes for delay flights only now. So to do that, we are going to be creating a DAX formula for that. Average delay time in minutes for the delay flight only. So to do that is going to be new measure. So we have that now, delay time. So average delay time, sorry. Average delay time. So that would be average. So find the average of the word delay time. I think we have the delay time here. That be departure delay. Departure. Okay, departure delay. So that's the time now. So we want to find the what is the average delay time for this. Now imagine remember we're only looking for what for what's it called now, for delay flight only, not for everything. It's for delay flight only. So to do that, I have to put in a kind of what's it called now, like a filter option here. That is calculate if this thing is equal to delay. So in that case, it's going to be, I'm going to put calculate as first. So that will be calculate. To calculate the average delay time if the delay or not, now I already create delay or not is equal to what? Delay. Do you get that? Are you all with me?
Yeah, we
Okay.
are following.
Okay, so that's okay. Stella, see your hands up. Stella, are you there?
Can you
So
hear me?
okay, yeah, I
Can
can
you
hear you
hear me?
now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, try to take it back. The previous slide we just did now, talking about the delay flight, right?
Yes, talking
I
about the
wanted
difference.
to ask,
Okay.
can't you just use the pie chart to represent that? Or is it going to give you the answer?
No, you can use any chart to do that. Yes, pie chart can. Okay, now you're saying like
No,
we should use
trying to
pie chart.
calculate the percentage, yes. Like you
Okay,
just get a pie chart, then
pie
put
chart.
it. It's going to show you the percentage of it. Instead of going to calculate and writing that formula. That's what
Yeah,
I'm going to have
that
the
will work.
formula.
Yes. That will work also. So what she's saying is this. Now, for example, if you use pie chart for this, now pie chart already has this like inbuilt something for percentage or something like that. So if I drag in this and probably drag in the what's it called now? Where's the delay something? Delay or not? That's the details, right? No, this one should be on the legend. And the value is flight volume. So this one automatically is going to generate the what's it called now, the percentage for us. Yeah, that really that works too. You can use that for that. But should in case you don't want to use pie charts, you might want to have to calculate that on the own. Where's the flight volume now? Please say that.
Okay, sorry. Why I'm saying that is for the sake of beginners. Do you understand?
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
writing that is not easy. So I
Yeah.
think the most easiest one is just to carry the field and just use a pie chart or whatever you want to use to make it
Yes.
more easy for you. Then from time you start understanding how to write that function and whatever, so it
Yes.
doesn't get stuck on the way.
So that's a very good observation. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's a very good observation. So for those, like she said now, for those that are new to like maybe writing dark formula and probably you don't want to like go into it now, you can easily use pie chart for this, and these actually work also. Yes, pie chart also works. Thank you for that. So now the next one we want to do now is they want to calculate the average delay time for the flights, delayed flights. And if you check my dark formula there, you can see I calculated the average departure delay for only delay flights. There's a filter option here for delay. So you have to take note of this. So if to get the average delay time in minutes now, it's just I can use my card for this. I can use card. Let's just use card and just drag this thing like this and dragging the. So this is the average delay time minutes. That's 33.73 minutes. That is the average delay time in minutes. So that's that for the question, second question. So the other question that we have here because of our time is how does the delay, how does the percentage of delay flight vary throughout the year? We actually talked about that. What about of flights? Okay, how does the percentage of delay flight vary throughout the year? So this is another thing now. How does the percentage of delay flight vary throughout the year? Okay, so how do you think we can answer this? Okay, Mr. Kitile. Right.
Okay, thanks. Quick question. I just wanted to find out the average delay time of 33.73. We don't have any metric showing that that's in minutes. So I was just wondering, is there a way we could add minutes to it on that card so that it shows 33.73 minutes?
Okay. Yes, there's a way you can add that to it on the card. You can add them in the title part. You understand now? So like you
Yeah.
have it here now. I can rename the title, like the title of this chart I have here. I can rename it like average delay time. Let me just put this on average delay time, and I can put in brackets there, probably minutes. Do you understand?
Yes,
Uh,
yes. I was
yeah.
just wondering
So
if it's possible to do maybe some kind of
okay, adding
some
something
kind
that is
of concatenation on that has
yeah.
minutes. That is it possible? I was just wondering.
Yes, there's a you can yes, there's a format. It's possible to do that. So there's a way we can use formatting in what's it called? Formatting. Probably I will talk about that formatting in our next class. Yes, there's way you can do that, whereby you are going to format the output, your text, and put a minute at the back of it. Yes, it's possible. You can do that. So please help us mute your mic. Okay, so yeah, so the next question that we have for this one is how does the percentage of the delay flight vary throughout the year, and what about for flight leaving from Boston? Now, for this one, they are actually looking for the percentage of the delay flight only. How does it vary? Now, I'm going to like calculate the flight volume for only delay flight. Do you understand now? So what they are trying to talk about now is this percentage of the delay that we have here. How does it vary over the month and over the day of the week? So now to get the volume for delay flight only, I have to calculate a DAX, create a DAX formula for that. So that will be uh delay flight volume. So that will be calculate. So I'm going to be using the general flight volume, and for this one is going to be where this particular delay or not equals to delay. Now this is the volume for the delay flight only now. So I can now check the trend of this delay flight volume over the day of the week or over the month. So to do that, let me just quickly bring this thing up a bit and bring this up a bit. Let's see if we can generate some charts. Let me maybe use this one that I already created before. So for the day of the week, I can just remove the flight volume. Okay, no, let's leave it because I wanted to show us something. Yeah. So let me just remove this one first. Bring it under flight volume. So day name, exercises. You can see now. So this is the trends of the delay flight volume over the day of the week. And you notice that this thing tends to follow the same pattern. When I look at it, I feel like I saw that this the overall flight volume and delay flight volume tend to follow the same pattern. And who can just like give us some probably like insight on why this is like this? Because I'm actually curious and looking at it like, okay, why does this overall flight volume and the delay flight volume have the same, like they follow the same trend? So we have before for today. Can anybody give answers to that question? Why they have the same trend? Okay.
Yeah, that's because if there is no flight
Yeah.
schedule, you won't have either on delay or on time.
Okay. If there's no flight, if there's no flight schedule, you won't have a delay on time. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Do anybody else wants to like go for this? This is where we're going to be rounding up class for today, Sha. But let's just answer this one before we go for today. Anybody want to any other Uh, any other answers to this? So why?
What was your question?
So now the question is this: if you check the overall flight volume and check the trend, it tends to follow the same pattern with the delay flight volume during the week. You understand? I see the trends of the overall flight volume over the day of the week and the delay flight volume over the day of the week. They tend to follow the same pattern. So I'm trying to like get why is it like that? Is there anything like is there any insight into that or any probably thing that we need to look into?
I think for me, I think the thing is, why do we have delays in the flight schedule? Why do we
Mm,
have much delay as the schedule of flight? So
yeah.
could it be technical issues? Could it be weather? Could it be logistics problem? Could it be personnel issues? Then
Okay.
that would not be left for further investigation. But then it only shows that they are relative.
They
Both
are
drafts are
relative.
relative. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that. So another thing like me I noticed is that because you notice that the day that we had high flight volume, that's when we have high delay. So the volume of a particular flight can be a major determinant of whether there will be increase in delay flights or not. Do you get what I'm saying?
So you're
Yes.
saying we're having the same trend because flights were being delayed almost on similar days.
On similar days. You notice that like those days, like for example, now on Monday now we have high flight volume. That is a lot of people travel. On that particular day, that's when there's high delay also.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say now? So let's say for example in an airport
Yes.
when there is so much flight, like a lot of people traveling, that's when we have high delay. And I think that actually
Yes.
makes some sense. Do
Yes.
so that's actually what I got from it, just me looking at that. And that will give us some insight that it is only on days that probably they have the process high number of flight that the flight volume tend to increase. So that's the thing that I actually look into this. And also the
Yeah.
same.
If I may add, please.
Okay,
So
okay.
for management,
Mhm.
we could, for better customer experience and better service, then
Yes.
we can now suggest that the question that can arise is, what
Mhm.
can't we reduce the delay
Yes, for the
irrespective of the volume that we get? So there cannot be a further investigation to, okay, what actually is causing that delay. So
yeah,
do we need to deploy more resources, more
that particular
technology?
day.
Do we have to collapse any form of bureaucracy that that may have
Yes,
led to that high relationship in the delays to flight volume too?
yes. That would be like maybe the next course of action. Like, okay, since we identify the problem now, first of all, we find out what caused it. After finding out what caused it, well, probably it's because weather or probably all these airline carrier people are actually the one causing it. Then we cannot dig deeper. Okay, how can we solve this? Can we bring in more people or more ends on days that we have high flight volume and reduce it on the days that we have low flight volume so that they can undo majority of the flight that we have coming in on that particular day? So that can
Yeah.
be a lot of solution can come into this. So this is where we are going to like drop the curtains for tonight. I think we already spent past the time. We can go over this tomorrow. We can finish up
Can,
this thing.
can we can we have this data set to practice?
Yes, I can send you this data set if you want to. Yeah, I can send it. I can send
Yes.
data set about this. So I will do that. So okay, I think I have some. Mr. Akitunde, see your hands up.
Okay, but Stella's hand came up before mine,
Okay, Stella.
so maybe she would go first, then I'll go after her.
Sorry. Okay, Stella.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I don't know. I'm working though, so I'm just trying to pay more attention. I don't know. I did not get where you discussed the last question, which says teaching about the botting, the flights have the flight issues in botting.
But
Ah,
okay. Like we've not treated this one. What about flight leaving from Boston? We've not actually
yeah,
treated this. Yeah, we're
Okay,
actually
okay,
just looking at the trends and try to like get some insight into what is
okay.
going on
I
here.
was interested in that particular one, so I was waiting for you to share more light on
Okay,
it.
okay,
So
okay. I will,
let's
but that would be like maybe tomorrow, our next class, because actually the
okay.
time is gone now.
All right,
Yeah.
no worries. I just
All
wanted
right.
to finally find this stuff.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. So okay,
Okay.
okay, Mr. You can go ahead.
Can I go now?
Yeah, you can go now. You can go now.
Okay. So when you write in, okay, so let me start with Excel. When you write formulas in Excel,
Yeah.
especially when they are complex, after a while, maybe you come back to that same workbook weeks
Yeah.
later or months later. You might not even remember what that. Yes, you get the final results, but you might struggle to even understand what you did in that formula.
Yeah.
So bringing that to DAX, with Excel, you can just put a note somewhere, maybe a cell, explaining exactly how that formula works. So I was just wondering, when you also write DAX, is there a
Yeah.
way you could put some notes so that you can always remember what exactly that formula is doing and how it's doing it? Because I was just measures in those measures could just get very many, and then you forget what any measure is doing. So I'm wondering.
Yeah, there should be a way to do that. Actually, I've not tried that before, but there should be a way whereby you can add a comment to your formula in DAX. Yes, there will be.
Yes, there's a
That
way.
kind of
There's
thing.
a way.
Yes, there is a way.
Okay.
Yes, and you can. There's a way you can put comment on that. I might shed more light on that, like in the next class. I'll shed more light on that in next class.
Okay. That'll be
Yeah,
great. Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Okay.
So Malaki,
Okay, good evening, sir.
good evening.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Very quick one, sir. Please,
Okay,
this thing is from data modeling. You
okay,
were like, it's like creating relationship between data. My
okay,
question is like, why do we link those data?
okay. So the reason why we link this data set is because so that if I want to use any so that the tables can interact with each other, if I'm analyzing the data set. For example, now I might want to like analyze, give some analysis, and the data set I needed is in maybe table A, and the other one I needed is in table B. Now, if the table are not linked together, there won't be a way I can use different column from different tables. So, do you understand what I'm trying to say now?
Okay.
So that's why we have to link them
It's
together.
like similar to merging data, merging and append in Power Query.
No, it's similar to merging, actually. It's similar to merging in the sense that, but the difference between the two of them is merging is going to bring everything into just one table.
Okay.
But in this modeling of it, it's just going to create let's say a temporary table somewhere that you are working with, but it's not actually merging everything together into one. But when you need it, you can easily go there and pick it up.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So yeah, so that will be all for okay. Lubumi, let me take this question. Please, can you be fast with it?
Okay. Good evening. Thank you for the lecture. I actually wanted to ask concerning linking tables together. Is it
Yes.
only the fact table that you can link? I call it the mother table. Is that the
Okay.
only table you can link with other tables, or you can link the dimension tables with another dimension table?
Yeah, there might be instances whereby you have to link one dimension table to another dimension table, but it's rare. Or you can link dimension
Okay.
table to dimension table. That's why we say we have one on one. One to
Okay.
many one. So you can also link two dimension table together. It's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you